It's just, I mean, we take the same approach every week. I mean, it's not hard to, this is not something that's hard to, it's not hard. If you have a problem getting up for a rival game, something wrong with you. So our guys are dialed in, focused. We got a mature team, and they know how important this game is. And so we're just focused on, getting the cut back. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's possible. No.
What's the closest comparison at quarterback that you guys have faced to continue to go all the way back to Mahomes, maybe? Or is there one?
Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't think Mahomes runs as good as he does. So I don't know. He's very unique, so he's different. It's great gap integrity. You got to be disciplined. Our deal is like every week. Our fundamental discipline, focus, and preparation.
Coach, you're looking to play like Chad Adams. Obviously, his first few years have been somewhat uneventful, but senior year.
I think Chad's done it. Oh, okay, good. I'm glad you added that then. I think Chad has been. He's another one of those guys that just been kind of quietly just having a huge impact and doing a great job, and great young man, and just man, he's been a lot to our program. I've been very proud of the job he's done this year, and he's the teacher of those guys back there. He's one of the only ones I think back there that had any experience playing here coming back. And so I've just been very proud. He's such a selfless player and such a great person, and been really proud of him. He's been the quarterback of that group.
Another senior in AJ Locke, what do you think allowed him to take that next step?
I think it means a lot to these guys. The program means a lot to them, and it's just like I said. When you establish a foundation of the culture that we have here, I love going to work every day. I love working with these guys and coaching them every day, and it's nice to have a culture like that that's all about service, and guys don't say a whole lot, but we have a good time. I mean, they enjoy being around each other. I really enjoy being around them.
Coach, I hear people talk about discipline and toughness when they talk about you. Is that something you recruit or something that you instill, and how does that work?
It's just innate. I just don't think, football is such a physical sport that it just requires. It's the team that's the most disciplined will be the toughest team. It's the team that whips the other team that wins. And so everybody talks about that, and it's something that you've got to recruit to it, you got to train to it, you got to develop to it, and you got to be consistent. You got to be consistent in your accountabilities to it. So that's just how I learned the game. And matter of fact, when I grew up, it was disrespectful not to be that way to the game. People respected the game so much, and obviously, we want to play the game in a very safe manner and take care of our players. But, man, being disciplined and being tough, I think that rigor is what makes this a great game. I love this game. I said this before, the first couple years, we won it the first 2 years, and you don't really understand it. I remember being taken back when I first got here. I did like 130-something speaking engagements, and just trying to get everybody excited about the program, where we're going, and it was just amazing to me, the focus of not just a few people, everybody. When I first talked to Whizzer White, you do it in 5 seconds into the conversation, talk about this game. First met Frank Cush the night I got hired. First thing he talks about, you better mark this one on your deal, But until you come up short in this game, you don't really realize just how much it means. Does that make sense? You find out in a hurry. So there's only one side you want to be on in this deal.
A lot of people say throughout the records when rivals play. Do you believe that?
Yeah. You look at history, and it doesn't. Whether it be, and it's one of the things I think is, man, I'm for modernizing and being progressive as far as finding a true champion. And you guys know I talk about an 18 playoff and all that, but I never want to get rid of the great, traditional bowls like the Rose Bowl and the Sugar Bowl and Orange Bowl and all that. But I'm a traditionalist, in that, that's one of the things I don't like about the progress we've made in our sport is how a lot of the rival games have dissipated. And that's something that, man, could you imagine the game without them? I just couldn't imagine the game without them. And it doesn't matter if it's Division I or Division III. I played Division II ball, and I can tell you, man, it's. I give you an example, and I'm serious about this. I'm really serious about this. I did not know John Simon played for the Washington Redskins. If I would have, it would have affected whether I'd have hired him or not. I'm just kidding you. I'm just telling you, it would have affected it. And I told him that. I said, man, and another coach, Coach Phillips on our staff, actually played at my rival when I was in college. I went to East Central University in Ada, Oklahoma, and our rival was Southeastern. And when he interviewed with me, he did not mention that. And he probably wouldn't be here either. But and I'm joking, but it's really, I'm not kidding you. It's in my mind. It's you shouldn't be that way, but there's certain things you just steer away from because the way you feel about this game. And, I grew up, it was ingrained in me. I'm not that fond growing up, in Dallas of the 49ers or the Steelers, but let me tell you something. The Washington Redskins, that's a whole different deal, right? And so that's what rival games, I think, really do. And I was at West Virginia and Pitt on both sides of that game. Great rivalry. It's not more deep rooted than this one, as far as the passion that people have about this game. So I think it's one of the great things in the game, and I do think you can, if you look at all the records of these games, you can throw it out. It's that day. It's the team that brings it and the team that wants it the most, and it has there's two major factors I think are turnover ratio and explosive plays. You look at you look at every year, whoever wins those two categories wins.
When did you find out that John played for the Redskins?
After he'd worked here about a year, because when I looked at his deal, it had the Giants on there, and which is not great, but it's not. It didn't bother me, and it bothered me. Then when his son came up here with a Redskin deal on, I said, "Hey, now you're starting to push it a little bit." I think one of his sons is a Dallas Cowboy fan. I think the other one's a Redskin fan. So, but, it's just and I'm a Cardinal fan too. But you grow up, and by the time you're 12 years old, you really are on one side or the other of all the rival games, whoever you're associated with, and I think that's one of the special things about the game. Excuse me? Yeah, that's not gonna go there. Sorry.
Anybody else?
Todd, you've worked with these boys for a long time, 4 years with a lot of them. You were talking about how you remember visiting Smallwood. Do you ever miss these boys?
Oh, absolutely. This senior bunch, I think this is the second bunch that I've had that they have not known anybody but me, and so I've spent a lot of time with them. 4 or 5 years with a lot of them, and they're just really, really proud of the young man. One of the things I'm proud of is that they come through this program, they know what it is to be a champion in life, and I'm really proud of them. And this year's been as enjoyable of a year as I've had in coaching because of that, because of the culture. And let's face it, we all got good and bad in us. And what's great, man, you come to work and you can't have a bad day because the culture drags you forward. And that's something that I really, really like.